So what coding bootcamps offer income sharing agreements? Coding bootcamps give people from all walks of life a chance to learn how to code and open up the door to a satisfying career in tech along with financial security. But like any worthwhile educational program, coding bootcamps can get pretty expensive. Until recently, cost has been the greatest barrier facing most people who want to learn how to code and further their education through a coding bootcamp and break into tech. But it's not all bad news. Coding bootcamps recognize that this is a real challenge, and they came up with a radical solution to help everyone break into the tech industry. Bootcamps introduced income sharing agreements, also known as ISAs, as an alternative way for a student to pay for this education. My name is Timur Meyster. I'm a coding bootcamp graduate and the co-founder of Career Karma. 5 years ago, I did a coding school called Lambda Academy that offered their students a deferred tuition option. Without it, I wouldn't be standing here today because I didn't have $20,000 to pay for this education up front. If they didn't offer that option to me, Career Karma also wouldn't exist. And so on today's video, I'm gonna cover which coding schools offer income sharing so you can get started with your career transition. So before we talk about which schools offer income sharing, let's break down how income sharing works. Income sharing allows students to afford this education without paying up front. Is it a loan? What if I can't pay it back? Here's the beauty of income sharing agreements. The school shares the risk by having direct incentive to help their students find a job. Income sharing agreements are not traditional loans, but they allow schools to pay their teachers and cover the cost of the program while the student doesn't have to pay for it until they find a job. So once someone finds a job, they pay a fixed percentage of their income, usually for 2 to 4 years, depending on the school, but only after they're making over the minimum set amount. And if the school helps them find a job, then they make payments back to the school, and school is able to pay their teachers. If the student makes less than the set amount, then the student never has to pay the school, and that's how income sharing is different than a traditional loan. In a time of record student loan debt, income sharing agreements offer a glimpse into a better world of educational financing, where the student is incentivized to get a better career because they want to have a better job for themselves and their families, and the school that doesn't get paid up front is incentivized to help the student, and everyone's incentives are aligned, and only if a student gets a job, they have to pay back the school. Now, let's discuss which schools offer income sharing agreements. The list of schools is growing across the country, but here are some of the top coding schools that are currently offering income sharing agreements on Career Karma. The first school is Kenzie Academy. Kenzie Academy offers programs in software engineering, UX engineering, and they even combine the two so you can become a developer and an engineer after the 12-month course. The tuition for Kenzie is $24,000 if you want to pay up front, but they also offer income sharing. Kenzie describes themselves not just as a coding bootcamp that's 12 months, but as a 4-year computer science degree compressed in 12 months. And so their ISA has a very simple structure. For you to enroll, you just need to invest $100 for the commitment fee. The commitment fee represents your commitment to do the work, show up to school, and do the projects, but you don't have to pay them a dime until you're actually in a job. And that's the beauty of income sharing agreements. You study for 12 months, and then you only start paying back after you graduate and get a job. So once you're making over $40,000 a year, you pay back Kenzie 13% of your monthly salary for 4 years. If you lose your job, your income dips below $40,000, then your monthly payments also stop. And the only way you resume making the payments is if your average salary goes above $40,000 a year. So that's how income sharing works for Kenzie. Another school that's on Career Karma is called Thinkful. Thinkful offers income sharing for their part-time and full-time courses. The way Thinkful structured their income sharing agreement is a little bit different. So the upfront tuition for Thinkful is $16,000 if you want to pay up front. If you want to pay only after you get a job, then you don't start making payments until you make over $40,000 a year. And with Thinkful's income sharing, they have $0 down, and then you pay 15% of your monthly salary after you graduate for 3 years. So Thinkful also offers living stipends. And thanks to income sharing agreements, they're able to pay their students $1,500 per month for 5 months for students who are doing their full-time immersive course. The way Thinkful is able to afford that is that the student then pays 15% of their monthly salary back to Thinkful for 4 years after they get a job, and they're making over $40,000 a year. This also applies to people who lose their job, they don't pay, and once your salary is above $40,000, then you start paying back for your income sharing. So on Career Karma, we also have another great school called Flatiron School. And Flatiron offers income sharing for their software engineering, data science, UX and UI design course. And they offer income sharing for their in-person and online courses. So the tuition typically ranges from $15,000 to $17,000 based on location. For Flatiron's online income sharing options, the student doesn't have to pay a dime to start, not even a deposit. And the only way you're paying back is if you are in a job, and when you do have that job, you're paying 10% of your tuition for 4 years. And you stop making payments either when you reach $22,500 of total tuition that you paid them, or you've made monthly payments for 4 years. That's how Flatiron structured their income sharing agreements. Then you have another school called App Academy. App Academy has locations in New York and San Francisco, but they also have an online program that you can do with income sharing. App Academy only teaches you web development, and they'll teach you JavaScript and Ruby and help you get a job similar to other schools. With App Academy, their upfront tuition is $17,000, but you have the option to do their in-person course where you only have to pay a $3,000 deposit, and then the rest of it could be an income sharing agreement. Or if you decide to do their online, then there's no deposit to start, and you would only pay 17% of your salary for 2 years after you're in a job. And the last school that we wanted to emphasize is Lambda School. Lambda School offers courses in UX design, web development, iOS development, and data science. Lambda School also realizes that not everyone can do a full-time course, so they have full-time and part-time options. The upfront tuition for Lambda is $20,000. However, they offer income sharing, which means that they have an option for you to pay $0 down to start, and you only pay 17% of your monthly income for 2 years, up to $30,000. So the cap is $30,000, and you only start making payments once you make over $50,000 annually. So in conclusion, these coding bootcamps are just a few examples of innovators in the tech industry space. So by thinking outside the box, they align their incentives directly with the students. The goal is not to help someone graduate or get a certificate. The ultimate goal is to help a student get a high-paying job, and the school guarantees that by not getting paid until you're working in a job. They ensure that by agreeing to take on the risk and only get paid after they help the students become successful, their outcomes are aligned with yours. For more information about income sharing agreements, visit careerkarma.com and find the coding programs that are right for you by joining Fast Track. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below which school you're considering based on the option described above. And I'll personally answer your questions and provide my take on which school is right for you. Let's break in.